Canada. Christopher Morales Williams started with soccer as a kid, but found sprinting was more his speed. And in his sophomore season at Georgia, nobody could keep up. Shocked the world with a world all-time best of 44.49 in the 400 at the SEC Indoor Championships.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! 44.49 for the sophomore from Georgia.
Backed it up with a national championship run in Boston. He then made it a sweep of the 400 at the conference and national meets outdoor.
And Canada, you gotta stand up now, because CMW is putting on for his city.
Representing his home country internationally was once a World Cup goal. It turned into an Olympic reality the day before his 20th birthday. You know you're fast when all you need are initials. CMW, Bowerman Finalist. I don't know if I know you well enough. Can I call you CMW? Like, are you good with that?
You can. That's
the initials are cool. I like it. Okay. What's it like to run 44.49?
It was like, that's pretty awesome. But now it's just a memory. So I got to kind of do it again so I can remember what it feels like.
But in the moment, like, because you're indoors through twice, like, you like, damn, I'm going faster. Like, any sense of that in the moment?
Because it's so fast, it's almost like, man, that was the easiest race of my life. It's almost like your best races are your easiest ones. And then your slowest races, it's like, oh, man, like I gained weight or something.
And how do we feel that, like, I don't know if there's a distinction between this is the world all-time best and the world record. I mean, the time is the time. How did you feel about that when they finally go, oh, by the way, nice, but we're going to make it a world best?
I mean, like, I guess they were kind of making these rules up, but at the end of the day, like, people are going to still see it as the world record. Like, I saw Michael Norman's time as the world record. I didn't even know it wasn't. I didn't even know it was not ratified. So people are still going to see it as the world record or world best, and everyone's always saying, like, nah, like, I'm going to call it the world record, not the world best. It's like, yeah, I think, like, almost everyone is, but it's honestly, to me, it just doesn't bother me. Like, I'll just try to go and do it again.
But is that what your bracelet is?
Oh, yes, I have.
He's got a little bracelet. You see, he's got a little WR.
Yeah, my girlfriend made that for me. So.
She's good for her. That's because she don't want to date a world best. She wants to date the world record holder.
That's right.
You know, just bring home. Who are you bringing home to mom? And the world best. Really? You can't find a world record holder. You were a soccer kid. How'd you make the switch into track?
Soccer. Like, that's all I ever wanted to do. Soccer. You know, I was gonna play for Ecuador because Canada wasn't really doing too good, and World Cup was what I always wanted to do. And then eventually, my dad's like, you know, you're pretty fast, and you know, your brother's doing track and your sister's doing track. I said, no, I'll keep doing soccer. And then that year where I made the switch, we lost like 24-0. Like, we would not win any games.
You lost. Your soccer team did.
We lost 24-0, maybe even more. But
they were counting by ones.
It was like a 6v11, like no one would show up to the games. And I was like, man, you know, I think I'm kind of like tired of this. I don't really want to do it anymore. And then my next door neighbor, Paolo, he said, yeah, I'm going to do track too. I was like, you know what? I might as well give it a shot. Like, why not? My dad bought me running shoes anyways. And then I go make the switch. I'm going to be a 200-meter guy, you know, or then I was like, I'll be a 1-4 guy, you know, be this kind of weird hybrid. And then ended up doing good in the 4. And I was like, man, I don't really like this event. I don't really want to go to school for it. I just want to do art. And then I didn't think I was good enough to go to school for it. And then here I am still doing the 400, even though I was going to be a 200-meter guy. And I don't think I can make the switch yet, but maybe in a couple of years I'll go down to like 60, 100.
You can drop down.
Yeah.
Listen, Fred Curley, everybody thought he was nuts, and it worked, right? So I'm not going to tell you you can't do that. But as you're switching over, and you talked about you didn't know if you could run in college, the COVID hits, and they wipe out 2 seasons. How did you make it through that? Like, how did you persevere, and what'd you do to keep yourself in the sport?
Yeah, that COVID was kind of the big switch for me of why I was, you know, maybe I will continue to do track because COVID hit. And that was around springtime. And so I kind of just biked because I had a lot of like shin splints, so I couldn't really run. Practice comes around in the summer for about a month. We practice. I was out of shape for the 400. And I was like, man, I don't ever want to be out of shape again. So then we get our third like lockdown for Canada out of the 20 that we got. And I was like, well, I'm going to go on a run and stay in shape. Then it gets colder, it's negative 20 degrees, it's snowing, whatever, snowstorm. I'm going to go on a run. It's Tuesday. I got to get ready for practice. My dad's like, no, just go tomorrow. I said, no, it's Tuesday. I got to go to practice. It's Thursday. I got to go to practice Saturday. And it'll be negative, 30 degrees. I'll wear 2 pairs of pants, 4 sweaters, 2 pairs of gloves, a face mask. I run around in like neighborhood, keep going, do 12 kilometers in the snow. I tried doing speed work in the snow, and then eventually it's grade 12, and like that's when the year you kind of try to get recruited, and I ended up going to, what's it called? New Balance Nationals, or is it Nike Nationals? I can't remember which one, but it was in Ocean Breeze.
Says the Adidas kid. He didn't know.
I don't know. But I was there, I came 3rd, and I had not touched the track. Like I ran in the snow and then showed up and ran and came 3rd. And then I never had a full season of track until this year. This was my first full season since grade 9. So it was like, and I knew it deep down. It was like, because of what I did with COVID, I was like, I know I'm a year behind. Like I know that every time I ran is what I should have done had COVID not had happened. And then this was my breakout year. So.
It was. What a jump. Did you go to Coach Carroll and just go, but you should see me in the snow, Coach. Like I can kill it.
I mean, no, but I was.
You don't
run
into that in Athens, at least, right?
No. Sorry?
You don't run into that in Athens. Not a problem. Haven't run in the snow once.
No. Luckily, when it gets cold, it doesn't rain, and then when it's hot, it rains all the time.
It's a remarkable story. It's a remarkable time, and then I said we backed it up with a Canadian record. Still hasn't been ratified, right? 44.05. We're still waiting on that thing.
No, that
finally has.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So at least that one's put aside. Queen, you've got Coach over there. Let's see what he's got to say about his
Coach
great
Kareem,
protege.
you have the pleasure of coaching Christopher. How is he so young? What is it like to coach such a young talent and where he possibly could go?
He's young but very coachable. He's very pleasant to work with and growth mindset kind of guy. So we can talk about the future and plan. And last year when we first started together, we talked about the Olympic finals. That's the first thing we talked about, that, hey, we're going to work hard this year and see if we can make it there. So.
Nice. Now, how is he at training? Because from what I've seen, he seems like he has a very calm demeanor. Is that a front, or what is it like at practice?
He's very calm, but you can tell from his reaction. Like the last practice we did on Saturday, after the last rep, we had a series of, intervals. And after the last rep, he was kind of, his hands were up in the air celebrating because, he had the goal times.
Nice. You're beating your chest over there? You're beating your chest, Christopher?
I was just kind of like
yeah.
He was calm the whole practice, but, when he does something special, you see him celebrating.
Nice. So I know we'll have a lot of that in the future because, like I said, he is so young. That future is bright. We've had amazing 400 runners in America. What sets him apart from what you've seen?
I think he grasped concepts really quickly and really developed a good understanding of the race. So during the indoor season, we'll run a race, get his splits, then meet on Monday and talk about how he ran the race and how we could do better, and he will just understand it.
Nice.
Then we'll go to the next race and try to fix it. And, Coach Carroll is holding both of us accountable, so she knows the plan too, and, we like to make her proud. So
that's a big boss to look up to.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Let's hear more. Thank you so much, Coach.
Okay. I don't know if we should say, how many we can get through here in 44 seconds, but we'll see what we can do. Okay. I used your initials, but as I look, Christopher Morales-Williams, why no hyphen between Morales and Williams?
Okay, see, so Morales is my father's name because he's Ecuadorian, and then Williams is my mother's name because she's Jamaican. And it's always like I want to make sure, because I used to go as just Morales in elementary school. Then I started putting Morales-Williams because I want to, recognize my mother since she passed away at a really young age. So I always put Morales-Williams, and I always emphasize no hyphen because Morales is my dad, and then Williams is my mom. And I really want to show Williams is my mom because, even though she hasn't been there for me, I always do this for her,
And your dad was there at the end. Your dad was there at the NCAA's, and we kind of got him on the track. That was an unbelievable moment. What was it like for you to have him there?
When he, the moment I kind of put my arms around him and hugged him, I kind of almost felt like I passed out. Like it just completely. He said it himself that he felt like the weight of the world just go on his shoulders. Like I completely just. It was this relief that to just be in his arms. Like I'm so happy. Like I'm so happy, Pap. It's done. You know, like I did it. And it's just I've always been saying that. I said to him the year after nationals, I flew home. I said, I'm gonna win and I'm gonna go pro next year. I'm gonna win nationals. I'm gonna go pro. Just watch. And then it was like. It just ended up.
What are you manifesting for next year, just so we can keep an eye on what's going on?
I don't know.
That's
like,
awesome.
I guess I'm going to do significantly better than I did this year.
We heard Parker say that by the end of the Olympics, she was cooked and running. Like, you looked in Paris like a guy who had run umpteen 400. How many did you run last year, you know?
I don't know how many 400s, but races was 36.
Yeah, that's a lot to go through there. Help me out here. Do you know who has the Canadian record in the 100?
In the 100?
Yeah.
It's, I know his name, Donovan Bailey.
Correct. Who's got it in the 200?
Andre DeGrasse.
For sure. Who's got the 400?
It might be me.
That's totally you. Do you know what the Canadian record, follow me on this, do you know what the Canadian record is in the 4x4?
4x4, the
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
It's like 3:02.
46. You know when they ran it?
It was at the Olympics?
76 Olympics.
Yeah.
They took fourth. You know who was on the winning American team? That guy right there, Herman Fraser. I don't know if you knew that. He was on the gold
yes,
medal.
because he just told me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Some people, it's hard to give up on what we've done in our accomplishments. How much sleep is the right amount of sleep?
I would say between 8 to 9 hours.
Good. Is there anything you won't eat?
I don't like fried food
Okay. Why are you not a hockey fan?
because it's expensive and I never got into it because I don't
Good.
like sports.
If I could give you a pet, would you rather have a penguin, an elephant, or a kangaroo?
Kangaroo, easily. I love marsupials.
Do you?
Yep.
Beautiful. Finally, as we're in the holiday season, you kind of help explain it to me. I'd like to explain to me what Boxing Day is in Canada.
Boxing Day. Yeah, so it's not a day where you go and beat up people. It's just pretty much our Black Friday, but in Canada. But it's a national holiday, so you get the day off. It's also time and a half, so if you're working at fast food or something, you get paid extra. And you pretty much just go and buy a bunch of stuff on sale. But most of the time, they'll raise the price the day before, so that it's actually the same price. Or it's all sold out, and you go to the mall, and you wait in the line for about 2 hours, don't buy anything, and then you go home. And
So it doesn't seem that great, really.
No, it's not, but it's cool because things are on sale.
But it's always on. At least now I know it's on my day planner. CMW, everybody.